ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Jacob's Vlog. This is like day 16, I think. So we're gonna just jump into the day. So first things first, I'm gonna tell you guys what this video is about. Before any of you guys log off, before you guys start going to other things, we're gonna tell you what it's about. Today's video, main message of it is to let you guys know what we're doing and staying at home is actually doing stuff. It's saving lives. What we're doing is saving people. It's all for a bigger cause. It's not just for you, it's not just for me, it's for everyone on this planet. It's for your family, your loved ones, your dogs, because even dogs can get the coronavirus. Well, not dogs, I don't know about dogs. Don't quote me on the dog part. But I know that like tigers can. There's been tigers that have been tested that have gotten the coronavirus. So just so you guys know, that's what this episode's about. It's going to be a little bit more serious because there's been some facts that just came up to my attention that kind of blew my mind. I know that all of us are getting super tired of quarantine. All of us want to get out of it. All of us are done with it. We want to go back to what we were doing, but just hang in there. Keep doing what we're doing. It's all for a better thing. It doesn't matter what we're giving up, we are saving lives in the meantime. So just so you guys know. Now, if you guys don't want to hear about the rest of it, and you guys don't want to stick through this long video, that's understandable by me. Just a fair warning, that's what this is going to be about. So if you want to clock off, you can clock off now. For all of you guys who are staying with me, thank you. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you. Congratulations, you have made it. You passed the test. This video, the rest of it's going to be trying to put everything into perspective for you. A lot of it wasn't put into perspective for me as much. And so, the first things first is I'm going to tell you how many people have died in just New York alone. New York alone, death rate, confirmed deaths in New York City alone is 160,000. 160,000 people. That's a lot. That's a lot. To put that in perspective for you, the average person in a lifetime knows 27,000 people. 27,000. That is still quite a bit if you think about the amount of people you meet and know in a lifetime. That's on average. That's roughly. That's from a place that I saw on Google. All these statistics are going to be from Google, just so you guys know. It's going to be from Google. A few other sites. If you want me to cite them, I will cite them for you, just so you know. But everything else is probably going to be from Google or little Google drop-down menus, because I'm not doing extensive research about this. But yeah, so the average person knows roughly 27,000 people in a lifetime. The amount of people who have died is over like 5 times that amount. Almost 6 times. Could be over 6 times that amount. I'm not doing math in my head. In New York, the entire state, 292,000. Now, in the United States alone, just the United States overall, 1.01 million people have died. Worldwide, across the globe, these are all confirmed. So there's been suspected cases. There's been suspected cases that may be coronavirus, but people don't know. They also could be other things. But these are confirmed coronavirus cases that they had it, even if they had some underlying medical condition. So worldwide, there's been 3 million deaths. Now there's like roughly 7 billion people on this world. We're Earth. There could be a lot less than that. There's, let's look that up. I forgot to look that up. Okay, how many people live on Earth? Ah, I was right. There's over 7 billion on Earth, and the median age of these people is about 30, roughly mid-30s, so yeah. Anyways, that's besides the point. 7 billion 3 million. Yes, that seems like a little number, but let's take that all the way back to the 27,000 people you know in a lifetime. And to compare that to other things, Kansas City alone has a population of roughly, where was that? Kansas City, okay. Kansas City has roughly 500,000 people living in it. Double that, and that's the amount of people who have died from the coronavirus. Wichita. A lot of stuff is from Kansas, because I know that a lot of the people who are watching this is from Kansas. So just to put that in perspective. And a lot of the people who are probably going to watch this to the end are from Kansas. If you're not from Kansas, congratulations! Leave a little comment saying, hey, I'm not from Kansas. Hey, I'm living in... You can say where you are, you don't have to, but I'm not from... Say you're not from Kansas. I want to know I want to know how many people aren't actually from regional areas. Kind of interesting. Anyways, Wichita has roughly 400,000 people living in it. And so it's like 2.5 Wichitas worth of people who have died. And so yeah, that's a lot. That's a pandemic right there. We are in a pandemic, and what we're doing is trying to lessen that. There's no way of lessening the amount of people who have died, but lessen the rate of people dying. We're going to do this with it. So it's doing this right now. We're going to do this, which we actually have. We have done this. It was like this, and now we're getting it to where it's like this. And what we need it to be is about this. And then finally, when we can get out of quarantine is once it's being this. So we are at the beginning stage, but we're not at the very, very beginning. We're actually getting some progress going. Just so you all know, it's all worth something. We're getting somewhere. Anywho's. Alright, that was a lot of monotone voice. I know that. I know. Now, this is another crazy thing. So, earlier pandemics were like the bubonic plague, Wuhan, bird flu. Bird flu is an example of, that's like a zoonotic disease, virus that happened, which is what the coronavirus is. It was a bat who it's suspected that came in contact with another animal that came in contact with a human, and that's how they got this, was through that contact. And so that's how everything's being spread. It came from an animal, and it got mutated enough so that we could get it. If we came in contact with that bat, we actually wouldn't have gotten it, but that other animal was the bridge so that we could get it. And so, anywhoosies, bird flu was the same way. Bird came in contact with another animal, which made the disease modify to where we got it. And so, now that became a pandemic across the globe, across the nation. And so it put everything of the social distancing into perspective, that yes, what we're doing is actually working. It's meant to save lives. To show you guys that it's saving lives. I'm going to use my hands and arms as a graph. I've got the graph right here that's not going to be able to show you very well, but I'll show you with my arms. I know it's not very scientific, but I'm not a scientist, guys, yet. I'm not no one official. If you question any of this, go do your own research. Go figure this stuff out. A lot of my stuff is from Google. And so go fact check me. If I'm wrong, tell me. Tell me I'm wrong. If I'm not, please learn from it. Go do your own research, teach yourself. But bird flu. Philadelphia. The state of Philadelphia got hit. So did St. Louis. But they had two different approaches. St. Louis immediately went into quarantine. Immediately did social distancing. All that stuff. St. Louis was like this. It was like, whoop, and then it came to here. And started plateauing and just going. Philadelphia, on the other hand, didn't. They even had a big parade. They had a big parade, all that. Philadelphia was like this. Exponentially more. And these are death rates and cases. So then comes to where this would be Philadelphia now. Philadelphia crashes. St. Louis is still going. That means Philadelphia's done. Philadelphia has built up that immunity faster than St. Louis. And so, if we want to get this done fast, just don't do social distancing. But that's not what I'm saying. Now, St. Louis, yes, it took them longer, but they had a lot less casualties from everything. From the whole bird flu incident, from influenza, all that. From that, they had a lot less casualties, even though it took a few months longer. So yes, what we're doing takes longer, but it's better. It's like, I'm just thinking about this on the spot. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the name of it, of what this is called. So, alright, I can't think of the name, but I know what I'm talking about. So, it's like an inclined plane. Any of you have been studying physics? So, to lift this cup up, I have to use force. And that's maximum force right there. Now, to make that force easier, like to where I don't have to exert as much in a certain amount of time, I do an inclined plane. And so it's a lot easier, then I could go back down and all that. And so what that does is it makes it go over a long period of time so that you don't have to use as much force when you make it go up. So all of you who've done physics stuff, at least a little bit, know what I'm talking about. I'm no physics expert. Again, a lot of this stuff none of this stuff I'm an expert on. I'm more theater and all that, acting, woo-ha. But that's to put the whole thing in perspective. So think of it as like an inclined plane. It's easier to do a longer thing and get a better result versus doing a quicker thing and having more deaths and getting a worse result. Yes, both of them get us to the same spot. One of them takes longer. One of them has more deaths. This is something that a lot of our countries have chosen, is to save people over convenience. It's quality over convenience. That's what it is. It's quality of life over convenience. And a lot of times nowadays we are choosing convenience over quality, and it's actually better that in this case that we are choosing quality over convenience. So anyways, I got way off topic there. Sorry about that. That is just to put everything into perspective, that we are actually doing something. Everything that we're doing means something. It's not just us being pranked by our governments, pranked by the world. It's not just being blown out of proportions. All these people saying, oh, it's so big, it's so bad. It's not that. It's actually genuinely doing something. What we're doing is doing something. And I want you guys to know that. And I know it's hard to stay inside. I know it's hard to not see everyone. Trust me, I'm an extreme extrovert. I love to hang out with my friends. I'm a physical person. I give people hugs. I did a free hugs thing one time at a football game where I went around and I offered strangers free hugs. Kids, don't do that unless you're being supervised. It is not safe. But I did it. And that's just an example of something that I did that as an extrovert. I love just being around people. And as this, I can't do it. And I know it's easier for me because I get to go to McDonald's. I get to work every single weekend. I get to do that. And some of you guys don't. Some of you guys are stuck in your house day in and day night. Some people in other countries can't. Like, you guys can still go outside. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for that we can actually still leave our houses and go on walks. Go work out. Go do this. Other countries, they're stuck inside. They can get arrested for just stepping foot outside their house. There are other countries that are doing that. And some people might say that's too far, all that stuff, but others wouldn't. All this stuff, big message here. Alright, so we're going to close it off. I talked a while. That was a long talk. I don't want to talk too much longer. big message here is that you're doing something. All of us are doing something. Staying at home means something. It's saving lives. It's saving your family's life. It's saving your life. And yes, I know what you guys might be saying, that a lot of this stuff, a lot of the people who are dying are either old, or they have underlying conditions, they have asthma, they have heart conditions, but I have asthma. I'm one of the high-risk people. People like me are dying. People like me who have years of life to live are dying because of this. Are dying because they got exposed. Because they weren't able to quarantine themselves in. And yes, we are flattening the curve right now. Studies are showing it's not exponential growth anymore. It's plateauing. If you guys want to see what that's doing, look up here. Let me show you. Let me tell you exactly what I've looked up. I just looked up corona deaths in the United States. So this all is from like March 4th all the way up to today, April 27th. So from March roughly like 15th to April 4th, it was just a constant incline. It would have a few dips, but even then it would like go up and go up and up and up. Now, from April 4th to roughly now, it's just been going up and down and up and down and up and down. And that's from when all of our states started implementing this quarantine. To show you guys that that's what it is. To go look that up. Go look up coronavirus deaths in the United States. And that's what you guys will find, is that, yes, we are actually flattening this curve. It's working. What we're doing is actually working. Now, so we're in the middle stages of it all. We're in the middle of it. Next thing we have to do is start getting it to where that goes back down. So you just gotta look at that front of the graph, and once that starts looking like that on the other side, that's what we gotta do. Alright. So now I'm tired. We're tired. Big messages here. This is gonna be a final thing. Last messages here. 1, you're doing something. You're saving lives. 2, stay home. Try to stay home as much as possible. Try. If you're out and about, then yeah, go do all the stuff that you need to do, but do it all then, and then go home, wash your hands. Try not to touch your face. The average person touches their face so much. Like, it's like 200 times in an hour. We touch our faces so much without even knowing about it. Try not to touch your face. That's number 3. 4 is wash your hands. So when you touch your face and you're not knowing about it, so that way you don't spread those germs. 5, wear a mask, wear the gloves, because the way this is actually getting spread, some people are thinking that it's airborne. Well, it's not. It's not 100% airborne. It's actually the spit inside. It's like the liquids that you spit out when you speak, when you cough, when you sneeze. So all of that is getting caught by those masks and gloves. Wear those gloves. Prevent it from actually touching you. That's why employees at like McDonald's and other places are wearing it, so they don't get sick, so they can't expose their families. So you wear it so that way you don't get sick from anybody else. Alright, and so I think that was number 5. Number 6, we're going to go back to number 1. Stay inside. You are doing stuff. Don't think that this is pointless. Don't think that it's pointless, because it's not. What we're doing is actually doing something. I thought it was pointless, and I was proven wrong by these facts. If there's someone that you know that thinks it's pointless, tell them to go do some more research to show them that it isn't. Tell them to look up the bird flu. Tell them to look up previous corona cases. This is COVID-19, but there's been many more strands of these kind of viruses. Tell them to go do some more research to show them that what we are doing is doing something. Thank you. This was Jacob's Vlog. Howdy, howdy, who, doodly do. Tomorrow, I promise, will be a lot happier. Go lucky me. This is just something that I really wanted to share. Thank you. Howdy, howdy, who, doodly do. Thank you.